Hey everyone, just wanted to shed a little bit of light here on the Federal Reserve. There's been a lot of talk about maybe the Fed, reducing its purchasing and its easing, but the statement that they released says here that they want to increase or reduce the pace of purchases to maintain appropriate policy accommodation. So basically, what they're saying is that they're going to do something. You know, since they're really not even a government entity, they don't even have to, be transparent, which is probably the most horrible and devastating thing to ever happen to this country's monetary system. But that one word in here, increase or reduce the pace. I mean, it says right there. There's no way out of this. I mean, they've loaded up trillions and trillions of dollars of stuff that nobody wants to buy. And how are they going to unwind it when there's no return on government bonds? It barely covers how much inflation. I mean, they're trying to hide inflation. I mean, everybody's just being lied to. It's almost ridiculous that people actually still believe that anything that's reported on, any of these news outlets. I mean, but there's just no way out of this without, without a recession or at the best a recession. I think a recession is a nice word for what's going to happen because we'll keep just continuously devaluing the dollar, and everybody's purchasing power is decreasing by the minute as they do this. So I just wanted to, point that out that if there's any talk going around, it's just all garbage. I mean, there's just no way that they can reduce this or stop buying without, some horrible, horrendous repercussions to the markets. And if they do increase, every possible situation is bad. I mean, even if they just stop today, it's just there's really no possible way that they could unwind the trillions of dollars that they have in stuff that has no yield. I mean, the reason the markets are going up is just very simple. Fixed incomes that people used to live on, um, it doesn't exist anymore. We're just robbing our savers. Look at the interest rate on your bank. I mean, it's probably very, very marginal at best. Guaranteed to be less than 1%. And I mean, then people are flocking into the equities markets and just, it really is a textbook example of just the general equities bubble being created, and it still hasn't really burst yet because um, the devaluation of the dollar takes more dollars to buy stuff, including the equities here. So it might take a little while for anything to really happen, but um, I just didn't want everyone to be fooled like we're there's this great production now. We're in a manufacturing renaissance. Like, I just went on Yahoo Finance. I guess that's my first problem. But this guy Tepper from I guess it's Appaloosa Management. He's so bullish and so positive on the American stock market, and I think that's just absurd and ridiculous. The jobs numbers that we generated were all service jobs. We didn't have any producing jobs, and most of them are probably part-time jobs that pay hardly anything, and they don't offer any health care or health benefits because people are preparing for the incoming onslaught of the healthcare overhaul. So this guy Tepper, I mean, that's ridiculous, and hopefully no one's actually believing this, but I mean, when they're talking about a pullback, I mean, when it rains, it pours. So I think a pullback's going to be a very generous and very kind word for what will happen. But another thing, I try to follow on my blog. I mostly do precious metals because right now that's all I think is worth being in. I don't see the feasibility of being in equities unless you were in 2009 or 2010 or even 2011. You still would have gotten a decent return, but right now, I mean, you're just way overpaying, and I'm incredibly surprised that there's still new money being put in. Well, I guess I shouldn't be because it's mostly courtesy of our monetary policy and Federal Reserve. But I'm just amazed that these gold prices are the way they are. Demand in Asia has increased exponentially in China and India, and here it's just we continue to manipulate these prices through the paper markets. So yeah, it's right now it's about $1,425 an ounce, and if you want my opinion, I think that's pretty cheap. You can't really buy anything physical now without paying a ridiculous premium, because just demand is all there, but price is being manipulated. So, I think something is definitely up here, and right now, I think the better investment is silver because it doesn't get as much fame and recognition as gold does, and it's much more scarce than gold is. Um, so I try to follow that on my blog, and it's investinglogic at wordpress.com if you want to look it up. I post about a big variety of things, and right now all I think worth following is precious metals and the commodities, because that's really going to tell the tale here. I mean, you see copper just getting destroyed, and it has been for the past few years, and if you just use common sense, I mean, that's what it's a commodity that's used in a lot of things, and if it's getting destroyed, then might be the canary in the coal mine. Who knows? But I just wanted to say that there's no exit strategy, and if anything, they're going to increase it because they're seeing a stagnation in unemployment, and I think it's only at 7.7%, but according to the numbers, 2009, the depths of the recession, we were at like almost 10%. So in this magical recovery and magical uprising in stock prices, we see only a 3% reduction in horrendous unemployment, because the unemployment numbers don't include discouraged workers. I mean, how many people do you know that are underemployed or discouraged from the job force? It's it's that bad, and they don't count those people. So, um, anyways, I'll stop rambling, and I just wanted to say that just keep an eye out. There's a lot going on right now, and there's no Fed exit strategy. Don't believe what you read if it's anything that they're going to exit, because there's no possible way for them to do it without uh, repercussions that are pretty bad. So stay tuned for more videos, and hopefully we'll see what happens here over the next few weeks or months.